Few other professionals have touched our lives like teachers. I think all of us can look back upon our lives and think of a teacher that's touched us in a way that's made a difference, and we always remember that special teacher. We're going to take a few minutes today to honor those teachers that have risen to the top and really gone the extra mile for our students.
Mrs. Hillary Frost was nominated as Teacher of the Month from O'Leary Middle School. Why she was nominated are many reasons. I'll talk about a few. As soon as you walk into Mrs. Frost's class, you notice that there are all kinds of science projects on her walls and hanging from her ceilings. She engages her students in various projects to gain their interest for science. The second thing I believe is she is very passionate about science. She believes that students all have the capability of learning science, and science is fun. And she also holds her students accountable for the things that they are learning in her class that she believes they can take with them for the remainder of their lives. She is a teacher who represents O'Leary very well, and we're very proud to have her.
B.J. Price is very deserving of this honor. B.J. has been one of our most innovative teachers. He really got into the blended learning and put a tremendous amount of time and effort into developing his courses with blended learning, and has a reputation, the following of being the go-to guy when people need mentoring, advice, help on setting up their own classrooms using a lot of technology. He's been a trainer for Moodle, and a lot of teachers come out of those trainings very well complimentary of what they've learned and very inspired to proceed with their own courses. As far as an instructor, B.J. Price is very much all about learning. You know, grades are significant, he knows that, but know the importance of learning the content, and that's what's really is most important to him. And learning at a high level. He presents a strong content at a very high level, but he also provides opportunities for students who maybe could little extra time, little extra help. He gives them an opportunity to reteach, recognizes their needs, and matches that with his passion for learning. He makes the content life relevant and brings a lot of real world examples into instruction, and he allows the students to process the learning as well. He doesn't just lecture for 20 minutes, but he gives a little bit of information, lets students process, sometimes with a study buddy, a peer, and then he moves on. So B.J. brings a lot of innovative instruction into the classroom.
Myself being a former biology teacher, it's always fun for me to go observe Kathy Lada doing her magic in the classroom. Kids love going to her class. She teaches biology and biology 2. And one of the reasons why they love her class so much is the hands-on experience they have with dissecting certain biological creatures. And she always gives them a hands-on experience with labs, and that takes a lot of extra preparation on her part. But more on that is how she connects with the kids on an individual basis. Every kid in Mrs. Lada's class knows that their teacher cares about them on an individual basis. I observed one time in her classroom of how she approached a student who was absent and just kind of touched base with that student, made sure they knew what was going on, asked how, why they were gone and how things were going. And I think that meant a lot to that student, and that's the kind of teacher she is. Also, she is just amazing at doing literacy in the classroom. She gives her students an opportunity to read rich nonfiction articles about science, and they do close reading strategies, so they really get to dig into the reading, and then they get to write about it, get to talk about it. So she's really good about providing some literacy-rich opportunities in the classroom with reading, writing, and discussing, which is very good for college and career readiness skills. So she's just a great biology teacher, does a lot of amazing things, so I'm pleased to have her nominated at our school.
Well, we nominated Carol Hill, and Carol is our physical education teacher, and Carol has like a limitless supply of enthusiasm and dedication to the health and wellness of our children, and that's primarily why we nominated Carol. She's a great team player. She works with organizations like the American Heart Association and Shape America, Presidential Fitness Program, to make sure that we have all the funding and materials that we need to make sure we're providing kids with a healthy and happy place to go to school and teaching them skills for life. And Carol's just a dedicated educator who does that very well.
Rachel McCauley is a phenomenal teacher who goes the extra mile for her students. She has high expectations for her students as well as herself. And it just makes her a great teacher. You can see her interacting with her students in the classroom and outside of the classroom as well. She supports them at ball games, at recitals. She's involved in their lives and wants the best for all the students from Bickle who have left the school and gone on. Probably the most who come back and request to see a teacher want to come back and see Mrs. McCauley. She touches their lives.
Joe Dobbs, when I think of Joe Dobbs teaching the classroom, I get the feeling that she's more comfortable wanting to teach outside the four walls of the classroom. When she talks about the weather, the rain, snow, wind, I think she'd rather have her students be out in the elements, experiencing the wind in their face, the rain on top of their heads, and sloshing through snow, to really give them the real life experience of why we have the turn of weather. You know, what makes weather, what causes these phenomena to happen. Providing experience to our students in the real world is very important. You can see that when you walk in your classroom. You see birds and eagle and rocks and all other types of things you see in nature and a life form in her classroom so students can touch it, see it. She loves taking her students out to field trips. She knows the students really get the value of actually getting walking in the elements. So getting her students out of the classroom on field trips is one of the big part of her curriculum. She develops personal relationships with students. She does emotional tie with them. She really loves being in the classroom, being with students, and feeling what they're feeling every single day. And she definitely goes the extra mile for them. What makes her deserving of this award, nominated by another student, is because they recognize that in her, that she wants them to succeed and do whatever they can to help them make it that way. She's well respected at the national level for her contributions to the science curriculum, to the science endeavors and the learning of science for all of her students.
Mrs. Pawley is a second grade teacher at Harrison Elementary. We are very proud to have her as a Teacher of the Month from Harrison Elementary. Mrs. Pawley is a wonderful teacher, and I don't think I've ever heard her not want a student in her classroom. In fact, Mrs. Pawley is a teacher that often will ask for children. She will take children that need a quieter place, or after school programs, on field trips, or when there's a guest teacher in the building. Mrs. Pawley is always happy to take children into her classroom so they're successful. We love having her. She's a great advocate for children. She works well with her team, and she truly puts everything, her heart and soul, into teaching to help children be successful.
Well, Lisa Honus was nominated from our school, and she is our kindergarten teacher. And Lisa has taken on the mission of making sure that the reputation of our school, Lincoln Elementary, is the best it possibly can be. Sometimes our school, because it's in the older area of town, doesn't necessarily get the highest regard, and so her mission is to make sure that our school is in the best light it possibly can be. Some of the things she's done is she's taken over our website. She is our PR person, so she makes sure that everything we do is well known. She has started a video television display in our front office so parents can see what's happening in the school. And also, just as a kindergarten teacher, she is so awesome. She just brings learning to life for those kids, and they are excited about learning. They're happy to be there. They love their teacher. She incorporates music, songs, actions, humor into her teaching, and she's just great at what she does.
Angie Gilbert is not only the type of special education teacher many hope to mirror, she's also the type in which many are drawn to. She shows compassion and patience when working with her students, interacting with both parents and fellow staff members. She is both consistent and flexible when it comes to teaching strategies. She always has a way of staying calm when confronted with difficult situations and maintaining a confident demeanor the entire time. Angie is one of the most creative and enthusiastic teachers I've ever had the pleasure of getting to know. She arrives to work early and is one of the last to leave. Students feel comfortable approaching her and seek her out to get help. Angie approaches every day with an optimism that only further proves that she has a great love for her job. Her dedication to her job and her students shines throughout every aspect of who she is and what she does. Our school is truly blessed to have Angie Gilbert as one of our special ed teachers.
The next teacher that was nominated at Canyon Ridge High School was Munoz. She is a second-year teacher at Canyon Ridge High School. She's been teaching a long time. She came to us from Burley High School. She is amazing. She has an ELL background, so she's really good about relating to kids who don't have a lot of English skills to relating to kids who have high English proficiency skills. Whatever level they're on, she meets them at that level, she challenges them, and they grow in her classroom. And I have to say, she is always thinking of ways to improve her instruction, to get kids more literate in the English language. I just observed her classroom the other day. She was trying something new, a Socratic seminar in her classroom. It was amazing how she prepared her kids, once again, having them read some non-fiction texts, some complex texts, having the kids dig into that with some close reading strategies, and preparing to have a discussion, a Socratic seminar discussion. And it was just really neat to see how engaged they were, digging into that, looking for evidence to support their arguments, and the engagement was tremendous. And again, they're learning those college and career readiness literacy skills, and they're loving it, And again, she has that, but again, what she does that makes her great is how she relates to the kids. When I was observing her just the other day, she creates such a safe environment where kids feel safe volunteering answers. I mean, over 75% of the class was volunteering answers to be involved in the discussion. That's just tremendous. You don't see that a lot in classrooms, but she is able to do that because she's an amazing teacher that way. So yes, we're happy to have Munoz as nominated as Teacher of the Month at Canyon Ridge High School.
Jerry Forster is a teacher that I nominated for this award because when I think of Jerry Forster, I see a very dedicated professional. He really has a sense about teaching writing and getting the most out of his kids, doing those writing assignments. And I think Jerry's one of the teachers that I've seen him really proficient at assessing skills for students. He seems to can read a piece of writing from a student and know right away what one piece of advice, what nugget, what tidbit that he can provide to that student to make him a better writer just from a very small amount of time he spends with them. He has a great way of diagnosing things that could help the student. He works with students to redo assignments. He encourages them to redo assignments. And really the learning is the target for him, not just a grade. And Jerry just brings a wealth of knowledge to the classroom. He's a veteran teacher, but also he studies his crafts constantly every year. I know he's very much involved, spending the summers going to professional conferences to improve his craft and bring something back. And as a principal who evaluates Jerry every year, I see that and we talk about it. And he seems to be inspired about what he learns from those conferences. And those trainings to him are very valuable, and I think it's very valuable for him personally to attend those and keep improving as a teacher. He's never satisfied about where he's at.
Our Teachers of the Month and the Teacher of the Year program has given the Foundation board members an opportunity to highlight and appreciate all the things that are happening in our classrooms every day. The teachers, we appreciate their time, energy, and hard work. Thank you to all our former, current, and future teachers. You are changing the world one child at a time. Thank you.